Nick and Trevor here from Critical Hit Entertainment. We're actually reviewing
The Edge of 17.
The Edge of 17, a movie that I was a little bit apprehensive coming into. It's a chick movie, I thought.
You would think that from the description, which is basically a description of a 17-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Just 17, 16-year-old. So she's 16-year-old.
16,
I would
yeah.
assume. They don't say specifically.
No, they actually don't.
Yeah, so she would be a 16-year-old girl. So let's say a coming-of-age movie of a 16-year-old girl.
Which
we are not.
Which we are not. And that actually is a big point we'll pick up later.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be very much like Juno, which I absolutely loved. Brilliant movie. And it really isn't. It's far deeper than that. I can see why she's been given a nod for
Golden Globes.
Golden Globes, yeah. And she's an amazing actress.
And she deserves it.
And she really does.
Absolutely.
She was nominated for True Grit, I believe, for Best Supporting
Oscar,
Actress.
yes. Supporting actress.
Oscar
nomination for Oscar True Grit.
Right. The Mother. What do you think of The Mother?
Kyra Sedgwick. She did a fantastic job of a woman that basically makes everything about her in her life.
Very solipsistic, as it were.
Narcissistic, yeah.
Well, solipsistic and narcissistic. It's the same sort of kind of thing.
Really pushes that down onto her kids.
Woody Harrelson. Let's talk about Woody Harrelson.
Oh, he is brilliant. Woody Harrelson is basically her
surrogate father. I mean,
yes,
it's not a spoiler because it happens in the first 5 minutes. Her father
father
passes. I think he has a heart attack when he's driving her home. And of course, she was very good. Well, not of course, but she is very close to the father as opposed to the mother. And he obviously, he passes. And then Woody Harrelson
is a fantastic. He's basically one of her history. I think he's a history teacher, but he is basically her surrogate father in the sense that when she has a problem, because she's not the popular person in school, she doesn't really have many friends. So when she has an issue, she goes to talk to him, and he responds very badly, and you will laugh.
Oh no,
because it's very nasty but very funny, and he's actually really good to her because he is giving her exactly what she needs.
Yeah, and
which is someone to talk to, and then someone who tells her the truth.
So when Trish says she goes and talks to him, it's basically she may as well go and talk to a wall because that's what she hears from him. He's basically a sounding board for all of her problems, and he makes every single problem that's huge in her mind look this big, which I think was brilliant. I mean, Woody Harrelson really is a brilliant actor in the first place, but oh man, he was given a very small role in this, probably 5 to 10 minutes, probably 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
In all, in movies like an hour and 45 minutes long.
And he nailed it.
And he nailed it. Every single scene, you just go,
what is he going to say now?
Yeah, because you're going to laugh, period, you're going to laugh. It does get very serious towards the end.
It's really serious.
I'm just saying, Woody Harrelson's character.
Both of us, tears in our eyes.
No kidding, eh? No kidding. This guy's got no emotions, period. Okay? Got rid of those years ago to live to his age. Seriously, I had tears in my eyes with some of that interaction with Woody Harrelson.
At the same time, you're laughing your ass off.
Yeah, you are.
Some scenes in the movie. It's a roller coaster.
Right, next is the brother.
Yeah, Black Jenner. He was a fantastic role as well. You know, he's essentially when you see when you get the teen movies, you got the perfect guy, you know.
And
but basically, he's like the perfect son.
Yeah.
That the mother dotes on because he's so perfect and he's good looking and everyone loves him. He's popular, and basically the antithesis of her, of Hailey Steinfeld's character in the movie, and she actually resents him for that because she doesn't get the mother's affection that she feels she deserves, or the affection from other people that she deserves. She makes her feel very low, and he plays that so well because he's the stereotype of that from her point of view, but that's not what he is. No. He's actually a very caring brother, and he really loves her, and he's really struggling as well.
Is it written by?
It is written by.
So there's so many names, and there are also so many Kellys and Haleys in this damn thing.
It's Kelly Freeman Craig. Yeah. She wrote and directed. Yes, and wow, I can see her going places with this.
And this is her first movie, by the way. First full
feature film.
Yeah, feature film.
I will watch anything she does again.
Agreed. From a sort of technical point of view, I love the blocking, which you don't see in most movies. Everything is staged so it's perfect. Like we're sitting in front of the camera. If I was talking to you from behind, it wouldn't work. But she blocks very often in this movie. She'll have the lead protagonist girl stand in front of the camera with the back of her head, and you're like, well, I can't see what the guy's saying in front of her. But it makes it feel real.
Yes, it does come across as very real, and also it's not distracting. So any shot that she's framed, you're focusing totally on the actors, nothing in background whatsoever, which is excellent.
Good point. I actually haven't thought of that. there's a particular scene where they're at a house party or whatever, and you're right. I mean, in the background, you would usually get lost in that, watching something like American Pie. You'd be watching some guy throwing a ping pong at someone or whatever. It does happen in the background, but with very subtle lens use, for example, to make it sort of hazy in the background.
It's called Bohick.
That's the one there. I told him that.
No, you and it's so well written.
Yes, yes.
Like I said, she wrote and directed, and it just comes across as so natural, so real. It's hard to explain how good it is, especially the actors who just pull it off effortlessly. It really is effortless, I think.
It felt. Well, I'm sure it wasn't effortless making the thing. I'm sure there was
it comes across
the mechanics
that way, and that's what you want.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want.
It's so real. Every little minute facial expression, you see it. It's not forced. It just comes across as totally natural.
I love. There was the one scene where she's talking to God. You know, she's like, "What have you ever done?"
Yeah.
And she does that very close to the beginning, and then she spends the rest of the movie basically just going, and you know exactly what she's doing. She's talking to him, and he's not there for her apparently. Is that you get a very distinct 1980s feel in this movie, and I'm not just saying because of the music. But the clothing, the cars, everything is a 1980s feel. It just
feels that way because they go into a donut shop.
Yeah.
And the old cars and things like
Not
that.
to say we don't have donut shops now, but the way it's done, everything looks like it's a 1980s movie. But
there's modern technology like cell phones, laptops, everything like that.
Yes, so sort of talking on cams like this and sending tweets and whatnot, and the emojis that she hates, which she is.
So that really helps older people like us identify with that movie so much easier because you're familiar with those years.
Yeah,
and what it was like as a kid at those years.
Trev makes a very good point here that at first I thought this movie was going to be a 17-year-old, hey, if you're a girl, you're going to love this movie, but it's made to sort of cater to both markets. Older guys like us, who are almost 40 years old, and we're watching a movie that's a 17-year-old.
Compliment me, sir.
60 years old, sorry. But I mean, it really does. I mean, they have I did find it jarring at certain times that I would look and go, but it's 80s, but now she's using a cell phone. So it does have a little bit of conflict over there.
He mentioned that a few times as we were watching.
Yeah, because I've been looking at like the perms, for example, that she was putting on her hair as a 17-year-old in 2016, which is made very clear by Woody Harrelson's character, literally going, when did your dad die? And he does a whole...
Because we were in 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking at the negatives, I did pick up a couple of things towards the end. That the character herself, I mean, she is absolutely brilliant. She is very much nuanced and she has depth of character, etc., etc. And I love that. I love this girl-interrupted kind of situation going on.
Yeah, she's someone... Sorry to interrupt, but she is someone that you can see, you can identify with her, but you can also see why she's wrong in some of the things that she's saying.
Very much so.
Yeah.
And it's a very weird sort of symbiotic sort of give and take relationship with her, because at times you actually want to smack the hell out of her. You really do want to smack her and go, wake up!
And that's when people really drop the truth bombs on her.
Yeah, and then she suddenly sort of goes quiet and has these sort of realizations, which do not happen the way they do in normal movies, where she just goes, you're right, I'm a bitch. She doesn't do that.
No.
It's a slow progression.
She does grow through the movie, which is great.
Which is great, and that is the only issue I have with the movie, is that towards the end, I'd say like the last 10 minutes or 15 minutes, everything ends up too nice. Looking at the first part of the movie, not even part, but the majority of the movie, she is this, and at the very end she conforms to what society expects her to be.
I don't know, I wouldn't agree with that at all.
Okay, well, fine.
I think it's a very natural progression, because I think she was feeling very much outside society, as well outside her, what she expects life to be.
Agreed.
And then she came into it quite naturally through a couple of mistakes that she made.
I just felt it was too quick at the end. I mean, like for example, towards I think halfway through or quarter of the way through, she's attending a party, and there's a group of people standing in circles playing ping pong, beer, whatever the hell it's called, beer pong. That's right. And she's literally outside the circle. At the very end, she's quite literally inside the circle. I found that a little bit forced, a little bit obvious.
No, but she was brought into the circle, and I think that was deliberate. I think that was pretty much
No, I'm sure it's deliberate, but to me it just felt a little bit unnatural because the entire movie is a very natural movie. Everything you feel is like, oh my god, that's Monday for me. And then towards the end it's like everything falls into place in a very, very short space of time, and that I found a little bit unnatural.
So no, that's where I would agree, because I don't think her life becomes perfect after that. I just think it shows that she's now realized that she was very much inside herself and pitying herself the whole life, and well, since her father passed, and that she's now breaking out of her shell, essentially.
We'll get down to the crux of the entire thing. Out of 10 for you.
Out of 10, I would give that a 9. I think it was really, really good. It was very natural. I could relate to it. I never thought I'd be able to relate to a 17-year-old or 16-year-old girl coming of age, and I could.
I agree. I know, ridiculous. Eh? Is the first door of hell open now or something? I agree. 9 out of 10. It's okay to say it's my favorite movie of the year is ridiculous because it's only 3rd of February. Oh, 4th? Oh, I don't know. But no, it is one of my favorite movies. This is a movie. If your cat gets hit by a car and you're really sad, or even if someone dies, watch this movie.
Thanks,
guys. That is Critical Hit Entertainment. We'll see you guys next time.
Yep.